This special report is being brought to you by Carpet One.
Inspiration for your new floor comes from everywhere. But how do you turn those dreams into reality? Come to Carpet One Floor and Home. You can connect one-on-one with a local expert who knows floors, styles, and trends. We'll show you the possibilities and help you find just the right floor. Plus, we've got the largest selection at prices that'll leave you smiling.
Come see our new showroom at 2810 Memorial Boulevard, just a block down from Kroger.
Carpet One, we've got you covered.
Well, if you live in Robertson County and you drive a car and you ever head over to Nashville, you'll be glad to know that Robertson County has recently been admitted into the MPO, which stands for the Nashville Metro Planning Organization. Now, for those of you who have lived in the area for a while, you know that this is a very exciting development, and it will mean a great deal to lowering commute times between Robertson County and the Nashville area. Smokey tracked down Howard Bradley to get the full rundown of exactly what it's going to mean and how long it might take for things to get rolling.
Howard, we've finally been accepted into the MPO. This is something you have been personally working on for some time, and it is something that can have a pretty significant impact on some of our commute times going in or towards the Nashville area. Tell me what happened.
I think it's going to be very important long term to Robertson County. Some 3 years ago, I sent a letter to Mayor Carl Dean of Nashville, who was chair of the Nashville Area Metropolitan Planning Organization at the time, and asked for their consideration for Robertson County's membership. The reason this is important is because all state transportation projects originate from the area MPOs, and Robertson County had not been part of the organization. Even though Springfield and White House have been for a number of years, the county was not. And people who live in Robertson County will know it's been a very long time. In fact, it's been 25 years since we've had any new TDOT construction in our county. Our county has grown by some 54% since that time, yet our roads have not kept pace with the increase in population. So I based my request on the fact that we are a county contiguous to Davidson County, the fact that more than 70% of Robertson Countyans who work go outside the county daily to those jobs, and the majority of those jobs into Davidson County, and because Springfield and White House were already members of the organization. So we wanted a much more comprehensive role, and this doesn't mean there'll be a new TDOT construction in Robertson County next week, but at least we'll be at the table and we'll be part of that decision-making process along with all the other counties in the greater Nashville area as we go forward. So I think long-term this could be very significant for the future of our county.
So if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is that we now have a voice, and with that voice, is assuming we can get some of the other voices to go along with us, we could get our roads improved. So it'd be up to you now to come up with a pitch to why it would be beneficial for Nashville to improve our roads going to Nashville. That seems like it'd be an easy sell, wouldn't it?
Well, we hope so. One of the major issues we've got is the heavy traffic on 431 South, because so many people travel that route getting to those jobs in Nashville. And there was a long period of time when Davidson County was pretty disinterested in the expansion of 431 South. I think we have a much better relationship with Davidson County now, and I'm hoping that we'll have their cooperation as we petition TDOT for a 4-lane of that route. And then something also that's very important to Robertson County, and that was brought out when we recently completed our growth plan, was the need to connect Interstate 65 and 24. We sit here really in the middle between those two great interstates, but not a very handy or efficient way to connect them. So one of the things that we need to be working on, besides the 431 South expansion, is also a much better way to connect the interstates. And part of that would include certainly updating 76 from Springfield to White House. White House is growing very quickly. The community is slated to grow even more exponentially in the future than it has in the past, but yet the way to get there has not changed in my lifetime. We've got to do better than that.
I know there's no way for you to answer this question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. What would be if you were forced to take a wild guess, how long would it be before we actually see some changes in our roads based on this new relationship that we have with Nashville?
Well, some seeds have already been planted, and it's frustrating because sometimes the process moves so slowly, and because our dollars for road improvements are so limited. You know, we have not had an increase in the gasoline tax in 25 years, And so we're seeing a lot of communities just wrestling with the idea of maintaining the status quo. So it's not going to move nearly as quickly as we'd like. But we already have some initial plans for the expansion of 431. I think you'll probably see some work done on that project as early as the middle or late part of 2014. So it's not in the great distant future, but be able to nail down a date and say that there'll be a 4-lane path to 24 or to 65, then I wouldn't want to hazard that guess. But I think we are laying some important foundations for these projects as they go forward.
When you consider how big Springfield and the Robertson County area has become, to have the silly winding roads that we have going in and out, it just seems crazy. So this should be a big plus for the county itself.
Oh, I think so. I think people will look back on December 2013 and the date that Robertson County was brought into the MPO as being a significant milestone in our movement forward. So you're exactly right. Our infrastructure has not kept up with our growth. It's incumbent upon us to address that.
How's it feel to you to be a part of this new club?
Very fulfilling. We already have a regional relationship through a number of other regional boards. This was the one table that we had not been allowed to sit at prior to now, but I think it's very personally rewarding, and I'm very grateful to all those who played significant roles in getting us to this point.
Well, I'm sure now when you sit down at that table the first time, you'll have a lot to say.
I certainly will. They've been saving it up for 10 years.
Strong weather in Middle Tennessee has caused thousands of dollars in damages. When your roof is damaged, don't mess around with it. Call a professional. Jewel Roofing and Gutters. As Ben Jewell says, don't be a victim of those fly-by-night knucklehead storm-chasing roofers that have warranties that last as long as the tire marks they leave in your driveway. At Jewel Roofing and Gutters, we have over 250 years of combined experience. We're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. We are honored to have provided free roofing for Habitat for Humanity and St. Jude's free home giveaway. Jewel Roofing has been the recipient of the Seal of Satisfaction Award for Roofing for the past 6 years. So don't get caught out in the cold like this little fella. After all, your property is one of your top investments, so leave it in the hands of a professional. Jewel Roofing and Gutters. See a link to our Facebook page below this video.